going to bring in the Attorney General of Arizona, Kris Mayes. Kris, I want to thank you for joining me. It's going to be a little bit, I guess, hopscotch with our interview potentially, because we'll be moving to them when they take to the podium live. But look, let's talk quickly about the kind of enthusiasm that we're seeing there on the video that we've been showing you throughout this bus tour in southwestern Pennsylvania, and that which you were feeling in Arizona. Give me a sense of the momentum that's being built there and the kinds of things that Arizonans need to hear from Chicago this week.
Well, you're seeing, Alex, the same kind of excitement and momentum here in Arizona. As you know, the polls are up significantly for the Vice President and Governor Walz. They were out here for a rally where we had more people attending this rally than anybody could remember in Arizona state history. So the momentum is strong, it is real, and it is translating on the ground to folks volunteering, donating, wanting to be a part of what feels like a historic movement and opportunity to elect Kamala Harris to the presidency.
Yeah, and in fact, I want to look at the poll numbers. The latest New York Times Siena College poll, it shows the vice president up by 5 points in your state. And this week, Trump is set to visit the Arizona-Mexico border, hold a rally there. How does the vice president keep this kind of a lead in Arizona and combat what are sure to be the Republican attacks on immigration?
I think, Alex, a great question. And it's by doing what she has been doing. When she was out here at her rally, she talked about the fact that when she is president, she will sign the bipartisan border bill that Donald Trump himself tanked because he didn't want Congress solving that problem before the campaign was over. So she is talking about issues here in Arizona that matter to Arizonans, like taking on corporate landlords who are engaged in price fixing, like taking on grocery stores and wholesalers that are engaged in price fixing and price gouging. She is talking about issues like, climate change and extreme heat and protecting our water supplies. She's talking about fighting the fentanyl crisis, which is something that she did when she was a prosecutor, the Attorney General of California. She just has to keep doing that kind of thing, and I think you're going to see that in every state that she's in.
Yeah. As we take a look here live, Gwen Walz is, of course, the wife of Tim Walz, and she's speaking right there. We also expect the governor to take the podium shortly. But look, as we're preparing for this election, Kris, we are dealing still with the fallout from fake electors in 2020, those who tried to certify the false results. And we have this week Trump's former chief of staff, Mark Meadows. He's filed a request to move his state charges to a federal court. He tried to do the same thing with the charges in Georgia last year, and he lost. What are the actions being taken right now in Arizona to try to protect against similar schemes for this election? And are you worried that plans to subvert this election process have only gotten more sophisticated since 2020?
Well, look, what I'll say is, Alex, is we're ready for everything, and we're preparing for anything and everything. And one of the reasons that I believe that it was important to take the fake elector scheme seriously and to prosecute it was we don't want this to ever happen again. And we have sent a very strong signal that if you engage in an effort to undermine American democracy, and that is what we have alleged in the fake electors case here in Arizona, you will be investigated for it and we will stop it. And so, whether it's an attempt by a county recorder or an election official to engage in hand counts that would sow chaos in our elections in November, or it's something like the fake elector scheme, or it's something else, we have sent a strong signal, and other AGs across the country have done the same, that we aren't going to put up with it, and that those kinds of things are illegal. So we're taking it seriously. We're doing everything we can, and we are going to continue to have safe and fair and secure elections, not just in Arizona, but across the country.
Something that keeps coming up is AI and the misinformation that can get out during the election. How much are you guys focusing on that to make sure that that doesn't bleed into some problems with the election in November?
Yeah, Alex, we're taking a really close look at this. We have some legislation out here that will start to address the AI disinformation issue, deep fakes. Our Secretary of State is also working on that. And, right now we are trying to get the word out to consumers who might be affected by AI scams and AI in politics. Look, be really careful about the sources of information that you're getting, the places you're getting your information, because it's just all too easy in this day and age for AI to be used both for good, but also for bad in terms of impersonating candidates and sending out false information. So it's definitely something we're looking at.
How do you tamp down intimidation tactics? We've seen those across the country in various states. I mean, people get concerned about going to the polls. They're told to go away, and then false information gets out there. Intimidation is a problem.
It sure was. It sure is. And, we saw situations in 2022 in which individuals here in Arizona came out and posted themselves outside of voting places and drop boxes where, carrying AR-15s and wearing ski masks in an obvious attempt to intimidate and harass voters. We will not put up with that here in Arizona. We have been in constant contact with law enforcement throughout Arizona to make sure that our drop boxes, our elections sites are safe and secure. And what I've been clear about from day one is, as Arizona's top prosecutor, we will not put up with an attempt to harass or engage in a death threat or threat of violence against our elections officials. We will not put up with it. If you do it, we will prosecute you if it's warranted. In Arizona, we saw 2/3 of all of our counties lose a top election official in the last election cycle because of those kinds of threats. It's a real worry.
It for sure is. Kris Mayes, I know you were on it, so keep on keeping on there in the state of Arizona. Thank you so much.